This is a very simple video. Music's effect on the creative process. If you're like me, if you're like anybody else, a human being, you like to listen to music while you make art or while you make what you make. You enjoy the rhythm, you enjoy the listening to it, you enjoy the dopamine you the hit you get from music. Music is a very much intoxicating thing. It's very good and it's very energetic. But its biggest problem for you is its greatest asset, which is that it's an art form. Now, you see, art is like people. It's literally a image of the artist putting himself out there. So, as you know, people are different. There's always an original person somewhere, everywhere. And there's somebody who may act in a similar way to other people, and that's because they're an idiot. But if you actually live in your own skin and you're actually somebody that you believe is original and you have your own ideas and your own identity, then you're an artist, or at least you're on par to be an artist. And people who make music are oftentimes artists if they get far enough. Because I think music and filmmaking are gonna be one of the final kinds of art there is, because they're so popular and they're so accessible to everybody. It's very hard to just skip out on it. And I will use those things as analogies, but today it's mainly just music, which is most of it is a direct representation of what the artist is feeling, but a lot of the time the artist is feeling bad shit. They have a degenerate life, they have bad goals, they have bad relationships, and they just whatever they spring into it, putting into the music, you get an emotion out of it. You feel it when you hear a sad song, a slow song by fuck. Shit, I heard it. Something Moon. I'll look it up. I'll edit it in. I'm already gonna edit shit. I'll put it in. But it's like those slow songs that you find to be very emotional and very soothing. Those kinds of songs, you get an emotion out of that. You want to draw more out of that because you're just like, oh, okay, I can listen to this for 5 hours straight and be happy. But then you hit shuffle. You put it into the playlist that you have all your songs in, and you just hit shuffle. And with shuffle comes different songs. And what you want in your work is entirely you. You don't want other people, because that's what music's going to do. That's what shuffle's going to do. Shuffle's going to change the way that you think throughout the process. Because when you start off, you're calm, or you're listening to this and you're like, okay, I want this to be an angry piece. So you put on angry music. But then later on, you're like, fuck. Because the song changes to that song. And you're like, wait. All right, and then you change shit. The original purpose of the work was to be this emotion A. But as the songs change, your emotions change, and then the consistency of the emotions being portrayed in the song is no longer you. It's somebody else. It's that one rapper who fucked that hoe, or that one musician who got his heart broken and he's playing guitar, or that one opera singer or some shit, whatever. It's always going to change throughout the process, and your emotions are going to change, and so is the work. So is whatever you make. You're going to be affected by it in some way. That's how it works. So the only way to fight this, the only way to actually have the consistent emotion throughout the work, is to basically prepare a playlist beforehand. Get all the songs that you think of, make them 5 hours long, and just listen to that. Shuffle that on repeat, and you won't get bored of it. Trust me. However long you're working on it, or you can just add songs to it that have the same vibe, and then just keep on going. Make a 5 hour long playlist. Bing bang boom. Find songs. I recommend songs without words in it, without lyrics, because without lyrics, there's no way that the song can affect you. At least besides the melody and besides the beat of the song, it's not really gonna affect you instantly. But mainly do classical music, do jazz, those kinds of things, those kinds of songs where you're not going to be super emotionally affected. And if you want to ride an emotion, if you want to have the emotion consistent and you feel like it's going to end up blowing out like it's like a little candle, you want to have a playlist that makes the feeling and either amplifies it or keeps it the same way. Because then you can have your own emotion and just write it throughout the entire process. And that's what you want to put in. So essentially, keep on putting in music, play music that you know is not going to mess you up, mess up your flow. Do not allow it to, because you don't understand this. This kinds of music in general has much more of an effect on you than you think it does. The melody, the actual sound of the song, that's what does it. The vibe of the song. You're gonna get degenerate vibes from it, even instantly, because you know it has like this certain like erotic tone, or it has like an angry tone. It has, you understand the tone because you're smart. Your brain's smart. You have a caveman brain. You can tell if shit's gonna make you riled up or if it's gonna make you sad. Whatever. Music is art most of the time, and what art is meant to do is to affect the person listening to it, to create that creator and consumer connection. That's what it does, and that's a good it's a good process. The only sin, uh, sinisterness of it is that you fall victim to it because you're not smart enough. So this is kind of like, just know it's going to change you, and it's going to change your outlook on the artwork you're doing, and it's going to mess up the original purpose of it. Don't let it. Don't don't skip it. You have to move forward, and you have to have those original ideas, and they will come to you very quickly. You will grow to understand. These songs are not, you're not gonna, okay, hold on. Also, you're gonna think that you will be bored. You won't be bored. Surprisingly, you're not gonna be bored if you don't listen to their favorite musician. Go to classical, because classical is good music. It's good music. It is music. It's the original music. Not the original, but you know what I'm saying. It's music. You will be entertained by it. That's a given. But what you want to look for is the songs that you believe to be the healthiest for you, or the healthiest for the artistic process. Choose songs. I can probably make a Spotify playlist. I don't know how many people have Apple Music. I'll put a Spotify playlist or some shit. It's like, you just look it up. You don't have to, I'm not gonna make one for you. Just look it up. Classical music or angry classical music. Look it up on YouTube. It has a lot of those, and they have like like weird titles. I don't like the titles. I just kind of like make my own. There's like, yeah, just look it up. Look it up. That's all you got to do. Look it up, and you'll find cool shit. Oftentimes, if you don't understand the language of even if there are lyrics, if it's like opera, and there's this lady, she's singing in like German or some shit, German or Japanese, surprisingly. If you don't understand the words, then you're probably fine. But again, the tone is what gets you. The tone is what affects you. So really look at it pragmatically and say, I'm not going to allow this to affect me, and move on. That's all. Curate what you surround yourself with. Same thing with friends, art, videos, content, basically, music, especially, as I'm saying. So curate what you surround yourself with, and start that off to optimize the creative process by stopping listening to those artists that you believe are going to help you out. They're not. Unless you have a specific emotion, listen to the music that pertains to that emotion. And you don't want to be calmed down if you're angry. You don't want to be angered when you want to be sad. You don't want to affect yourself too much. So pick songs that you know are going to match the mood of the entire process. That's about it. And don't watch any movies.